Hello, Synthwavers. I'm excited to announce that I've made a soundbank for the great and free plugin PG8X by Martin Luters. To get the soundbank, just head over to synthwavedojo.com/downloads and look it up. It's completely free, no sign up or email required. PG8X is an awesome emulation of the Roland JX8P hardware synth from the 80s, and it is incredibly useful for Synthwave. It's superb. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to download PG8X, and if you can, please donate to the developer Martin Luters so he can continue upgrading and improving this awesome free plugin. The soundbank I made includes plenty of pads, brasses, keys, polysynths, and basses, especially fat line bass kind of patches, because you really can't make Synthwave without a good fat line bass patch. Let me now preview some of these sounds for you. This is number 1, Warm Pad Octave. Like, really, what else do you want, man? If you can't make Synthwave with this, please. Alright, let's see what else we got. We have a few polysynths here. Let's try this one. Very cool. Let's try something else. What about... oh yeah, one of the fat line bass patches. What about this one? 13. Very nice. Or an octave lower. Very useful. Let's see what else we got here. Oh man, one of these warm pads. Very lush. Great sounding, and this doesn't have delay or reverb. It's just chorus and nothing else. All right, we have some brasses. Great sound. Let's see what else. What about this trumpety brass? Oh man. Really, really cool. Just one or more to go, guys. Let's see. What about, oh yeah, this one, Teenage Dream. Ooh. Gets me every time. The last one, what about the Bobby Brass? Just another one of these resonant sounds like reso keys. Great stuff, guys. Get it for free at synthwavedojo.com/downloads. To top this video off, let's now do a very quick sound design session so you can see how easy and quick it is to get some great sounds out of this synth. Let's initialize the plugin by clicking here on this init button, and I want to create an awesome strings patch. For that, let's use the sawtooth waveforms, which by default are selected. Next up, let's bring up the volume slider for the second oscillator and bring number 1 down to about 90. You can see it here. Both sliders to 90. Okay, this is our sound. Let me bring this down just a little bit. Okay, let's give oscillator 2 a little bit of detuning. Around there, that'll work just fine. Bring this dynamic slider, bring it down to the off position. Great. Now let's work on our amp envelope. For these strings, I want a medium attack and medium release, like this. We're in great shape. We can leave the sustain where it's at. Now let's work on the filter. Let's bring the filter cutoff down to the midpoint, like so. Oh, and this is a very nice sound. Kind of muffled, but great for ambience. Anyway, let's now raise the filter envelope amount like by 2 notches. And let's also raise the key follow. Alright, now let's work on the filter envelope. For starters, let's set the filter envelope just like the amp envelope. And if we wanted to have both envelopes be the same and save us some time and hassle, what we can do is simply here in the filter block, set the mode to envelope 2. So envelope 2 will control both the filter and the amp at the same time, and you only have one set of settings to control. But in this case, I still wanted to still want the filter to be controlled by envelope number 1, but nevertheless, I'm going to set it just the same as envelope 2 for the moment. Great. Okay, what is more interesting from here is to, well, have envelope 1 controlling the filter be different than the amp envelope. Have it have a different shape, if you will. So let's make the attack on filter envelope slower. Let's bump up the release on both envelopes. And right now we're getting a very nice swell of the filter. We first hear the amp, like the, let's call it the main sound, and behind that we have this swell of the filter. And we can make it more apparent by pushing up the key follow or the envelope. Like that. Now we can clearly hear the swell of the filter. Okay, but I don't know if you noticed. Let me bring this slider all the way down. Or actually not all the way down, over here. Okay, that sound there, that's what I call the whip. And that whip is caused by having the sustain, let's say, be less than 0, and with a very short decay. You'll get the whip. Maybe you want the whip, or maybe you don't. In this case, I don't want the whip. So a way to solve for getting rid of the whip, you can do two things. Either bring the sustain all the way up, rendering the decay ineffective. So it doesn't matter where I put the decay, as long as the sustain is at its maximum, the decay doesn't matter anymore. That's one way to solve for that. The other way is, let's say I don't want the filter to stay at its maximum position all the time. I want to have that swell where it comes in with the attack and then it goes down to a lower level. So let's say here, all right? But we have the whip. So the way to solve for that is increase the decay until that whip or that gap has been bridged like this. For example, here, we have the whip. We'll just increase the decay until the whip goes away. And hear how it's very subtle. You can have like a very soft whip, like, or it can be very soft and long, like this. It's up to you what you like. So here, you can still hear the whip, but it's very soft. Here it's more of a swell. Alright, let's leave it there. And finally, this is sounding really, really good. The cherry on top is activating the chorus. This will take the patch from, okay, this sounds cool, to, oh my god. Prepare for the clouds to part and feel divinity. Here we go. And if this sound doesn't immediately want to make you drop everything you're doing and create a synthwave track, then I don't know what could, my friends. There you have it, my friends. Make sure to download both PG8X and the Soundbank by following the links in the description, and keep synthwaving, my friends. See ya.